Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to recreate this look right here. Very easy, everyday wearable look. So to start off, I'm using the Benefit Boing Industrial Strength Concealer. Any concealer you have will do, but this is the one that I had on hand that I'm going to be using. I'm just going to take that on a brush and then apply that all over the lid. I'm not applying a thick layer just because I don't want it to look very cakey. So you want to just apply a thin to medium thickness layer, and I'm applying that all over the lid and then working that up to the brow. So I'm just going to make sure this is nicely blended. This is going to create a really great base for the eyeshadows and just have something great to stick onto. You can set it with a powder. I prefer not to, and just to go in straight with the color. But just keep in mind when you're picking up the eyeshadows to not pick up too much, or else it'll really stick on there. So I'm using the Morphe James Charles palette, and I'm going to be taking that brown shade, and this is going to be right in the crease. So I'm putting that on the outer corner and then blending that slowly into the crease. So for this step, you want to use a blending brush, something that has a little bit more fluff on the end. And you're just going to go in small circular motions, going back and forth and blending that on the outer part and then going inward into the crease. I like to bring it a little bit higher up, closer to the brow, but not all the way up. And just keep blending that back and forth. Now, of course, this will depend a lot on your eye shape. Because I have a lot of crease area, I go a little bit higher. But if you don't, you would want to keep that to a minimal. So now I'm taking the first color in this palette. It's a very nice cream warm toned shade, and I'm taking a flat eyeshadow brush and I'm going to be packing that all over the lid. Now for this, I pretty much applied it all over, and I kind of like if I was doing a cut crease, but I kept it, really, really simple in terms of just shading back and forth and making sure there was a nice, clean, neat line. And I went back in with the color and packed that on. I didn't want it to be too intense and too white, but I did want it to have that kind of cut crease effect without it actually being a cut crease. So something very simple, very easy. We're just applying that all over the lid and going back and forth. Now for the next step, I'm going to be taking an angled brush, and I'm using this warm toned, it's kind of like a dark rosy color, and then afterward I'll be taking that darker brown shade right next to it. So I'm taking a fluffy angled brush. This one is from Eco Tools and it's one of my favorites, and it's super easy. You can use any kind of fluffier angled brush, or if you don't have one, you can kind of go back in with that blending brush that we used initially, and we're going to take that dark rose color and just apply that to the outer parts of the eye. So notice I'm kind of just packing it onto the outer corner, and then I'm slowly bringing that inward to about halfway. I don't want to go past the halfway point on the lid because I do want that white color to kind of shine through. So I'm keeping it very simple. I'm going back in with the blending brush that we used for the crease color, and just to make sure that both the crease and that outer corner shade is nicely blended. I wanted to make sure the lid color as well was nicely blended with the darker brown. So I'm just going in there and making sure everything has a nice transition. There's no harsh lines. And that's really important. Just keep on blending back and forth. Kind of work and add colors as you need. But next up, I'm going to take a smaller pencil brush. If you don't have a pencil brush, you can use any small eyeshadow brush. You can even use the first brush that we used for the lid shade, that cream color shade. You can use that same brush and just take that darker color and apply that right on the lid at the outer corner. You kind of want to create a V shape, and this is going to give your eyes that cat eye effect. So we're just using the darker brown and carving out that cat eye shape. And then I'm going to take that same color on the brush and I'm going to work it on the lower lash line. So, you know, this is totally optional. I usually like to take a little bit of color and put it on the lower lash line, but if you don't want to put any eyeshadow there, you can also use a brown eyeliner and just, you know, run it along the lower lash line and then take your finger and sort of blend it in so it's not harsh. But I think a little bit of shadow on the lower lash line looks really nice and kind of gives a great transition. So now you can stop here if you would like to. I typically, you know, for an everyday look, I would probably stop at the eyeshadow and just have some mascara and let that be it. But for this look, I kind of wanted to do a little something extra. So I'm taking some liquid liner. I'm using one from L'Oreal. And I'm just going to be applying this and creating a nice cat eye effect. So I like to create the wing first, and I really like this eyeliner, any eyeliner with kind of that marker fine tip, because I like to create small strokes starting outward and then going inward, and then once I have that really thin line all throughout, then I'll go in and drag it across the lid. But I always think it's easier to start with a wing first and then kind of work your way inward. But to each your own. This way works best for me. So I did eyeliner on this eye. And then I'm going to be adding some eyeliner on the other eye as well, just to kind of even it out. But I think the eyeliner really transformed the look. Again, you can definitely stop right here and, you know, let this be all, but I think the eyeliner really just made it over the top. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys will recreate this video if you have the chance. Yeah, remember to leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!